Shalom, family. I want to touch on this again. I've touched on it in the past, long ago on the channel. So instead of you searching all the way back, let me touch on this again, because I was talking to another believer the other day and I mentioned this to them. They're always shocked when they hear this little revelation, this nugget from the Hebrew, giving us a deeper view on the meaning of a word. And it's such an important one. And the word is grace. Grace. We're living in the age of grace. And when we look at scripture, we read things like Ephesians 2 verse 8 to 9. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast. So not something we can achieve. It is grace. And then Genesis 6 verse 8 for me is a beautiful description too. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Now grace is made up of two Hebrew letters, chet and nun. Now chet is a pictogram revealing a message of an inner chamber, separate from everything else, protected. So an inner chamber, protected, separate from everything. That is chet. And then nun, life and activity. So putting those two together, you have a separate chamber, protected away from everything else, kept with life and activity inside of it. The picture of grace here is best described as the picture of a baby in the womb of its mother. That is the perfect description and picture in the Hebrew of grace. That baby cannot do anything of itself to be alive and saved and make it through its journey. It is fed, sustained, looked after, and kept safely in that one chamber, one side, protected, fenced in, with that activity and life growing on the inside. And that is grace, unmerited favor from God. His grace is sufficient for me. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest on me. So I hope that blesses you as much as it blesses me every time I'm reminded about that picture of grace. Every time I see a woman who's pregnant and I look at the belly and I think, grace. God bless. Keep looking up. Shalom.